What's up, guys? It's Justin. In this video, I'm gonna show you guys my Billy the Kid head collection here. First thing I'm gonna show you is basically this. Yeah, my my grandmother got this and this T-shirt in New Mexico. Well, for me, cause I'm a huge Billy the Kid fan. I love the stories, love the legends, and yeah. And of course, I bought a Billy the Kid head lighter from the Casey's in New Prague. So it's one of my favorite. That's my favorite lighter I have. And of course, I got Hot Young Guns, the first Young Guns film, and of course with Young Guns 1, you got to get the Young Guns 2. So and this stuff here came in a box with quite a bit of Western memorabilia to it, and let's go over some of it. I know the stuff's fake, but it's cool to hold anyway. So like this is supposed to be a photograph of Billy the Kid himself, and this is basically a 2-page letter her to the governor of Lew Wallace back in 1880. That's cool. That's awesome. This is actually a photograph of Pat Garrett, the man and history note remembers as the man that actually killed Billy the Kid. And after I show you this stuff, I'll tell you guys a little bit of the story. This here is basically a copy of the arrest warrant for Billy the Kid. And this right here is it's supposed to be his death warrant, because let's just say Billy the Kid was a guy that was basically a killer, He killed because his mentor, her John Tunstall, was actually murdered. Heard because of the old Irish-English blood war in those days, and John Tunstall was actually his murder sparked something called Lincoln County War in Lincoln County, New Mexico, and after Tunstall was murdered, Billy the Kid and the gang he actually worked with became supposed to be a lawman, but let's just say, hey, Billy saw it otherwise, and let's just say Billy the Kid was he was gunned down at 20 years of age, or 21 at least, and legend says that he basically murdered one person for by the day he turned 21, and the first person he murdered especially was named Frank Cahill, or most people call him Windy Cahill, all down somewhere in Arizona. And after he shot Cahill, he left the bar, or jumped on a horse and rode back from Arizona all the way back into New Mexico, but after her Tunstall was murdered, Billy the Kid basically became a outlaw because he basically murdered Sheriff William Brady. On April Fool's Day, and after he killed Sheriff Brady, they basically became outlaws because killing the county sheriff got Billy the Kid a death sentence. So, of course, Billy the Kid was actually a really, really intelligent kid, From what I heard, he was actually being held in the Lincoln County Jail, or the Lincoln County Courthouse, which used to be the house where businessmen and Lawrence Murphy and James Dolan actually he used to have that as the headquarters, but they head it into the Lincoln County Courthouse and jail. So from what the legend says, that Marshal Bob Ollinger took some of the prisoners across the street to get to feed them, because back then, and it cost money to feed a prisoner, and I think it does a little bit today nowadays, but not the same way, And he left his deputy, he J.W. Bell, playing cards with Billy. He upstairs, and Billy kind of basically said he had to use the bathroom or the outhouse in those days. So when Billy was coming back, from what legend says, Billy got to the top of the stairs, and somehow he basically either found a pistol or took Hook Bell's pistol and shot him. I mean, he basically fired 2 shots. First shot hit Bell, and another one went into the wall actually. And incredibly, I've seen footage of that very spot, and there's actually a piece of plexiglass they had over where the bullet hole is to keep it preserved, you know. And of course, Ollinger basically heard the gunshots and basically was running back across the street, and Billy, the kid, ran back into the room and grabbed Bob Ollinger's prized double-barrel shotgun, ran over to the window where he could see Ollinger running across the street. And right when Ollinger got to the bottom got just in front of that window, Billy just yelled out. Legend says Billy yelled down to him, "Hi, Bob," and just pulled the trigger. Both barrels had a pretty good sized shell come out of them. It was like a 36 buckshot, which is a quarter pound of lead head. And just like Sheriff Brady, Bob Ollinger was dead before he hit the ground. So of course Billy managed to get out of his shackles, got on a horse, and rode out of Lincoln. And most people thought he would have gone to Mexico, or Old Mexico as they called it back then. And apparently Billy was actually out in Fort Sumner somewhere. So, and at the end of the story, it was actually really heartbreaking because a lot of the people in the New Mexico area, thought of Billy the Kid as a folk hero, you know. And he basically backed into old friend of his, Pete Maxwell's bedroom, and said to him, asked him in Spanish, "Canis, who is it?" There's no answer. And when he got into Pete Maxwell's room, Pete Maxwell woke up and said, "LS, it's him." And Pat Garrett, that's basically the part where Pat Garrett had pulled out his pistol. From some versions of the story, he fired twice. First shot hit Billy the Kid just above the heart. Another one went dead into the wall, and Garrett went running outside and yelling, "It's a kid!" And his men just yelled, "That's a kid!" And he goes, "Yeah, I just shot him and he's dead." And that was basically Billy the Kid's legend right there, man. I mean, it was amazing. I mean, I love outlaw stories, whether it's Billy the Kid and the Regulators, or my ancestors Jesse and Frank Haynes and the James Younger Gang. I mean, they got so many different stories you guys could look at and read on, or watch the documentaries, or however you want to do it. You know, either way, it's incredible. They're all really great stories, you know. So anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't done so. Turn the notifications on, and if you guys want, you can leave a comment down below. Tell me what kind of stories you want me to talk about next time, and see you guys later, man.